Feels like deja vu out here. We are starting this episode again with our boy Max. This time, I don't even know if last time was as happy, I'd say, but this time definitely sad times as the most recent episode, Max gets evicted. Or, I'm sorry, my big brother, fandom says evicted every time, was voted off. My apologies. Max was voted off with an idol in his pocket. Oh, how heartbreaking. Honestly, I feel like rightfully so. People get destroyed, should get destroyed for going home with an idol. But I think it does happen a lot more than we think. And yeah, and to be honest, I didn't think he was in the worst spot. Like I almost thought it was like I was pretty blown away by him going home that week. I just didn't think like either side really needed to get him out this week. And Miles prevails in this rivalry tale, which we should get into. Was that the downfall of Max? Duh. Yes, that was. This man wanted Miles out more than anybody else. He's a reckless ball. And to be honest, I think also him choosing with the inevitable Allie going home well last week, and I still stand by this. Like, it wasn't like he necessarily cried that Allie went home. It was just the fact that he betrayed his alliance, and yeah, that's kind of what happened there. I think what's so interesting about Max going home is that it was 1000% going to be Miles. If Miles didn't get that idol in the competition, which is so funny the way that happened, because they're all throwing it to get him out to find that idol, and then Miles finds the idol, and then they still got to go home to tribal council, and that's where Max goes. That's where Max's gameplay kind of went down. I think Max should have realized, like, okay, it was either me or Miles. I'm gonna now use my idol. Really dumb, but what are we expecting Max to make the greatest decision, the genius idea to play his idol? My overall thoughts on Max was like he was like he made the bad decision 100% of the time. However, he was a really fun character. He was a fun guy to have at tribes. He seemed like a good competition guy. I mean, yeah, he's your classic survivor guy who is not gonna make it to the end, so to speak, but he is going to make it entertaining, along the way. And so I appreciate what Max brought to the table. I'll always be a fan. I think right below Max going home with this idol, and honestly, you can make the argument that it's bigger than uh, Max going home with the idol, and that was AJ and his antics this week, his hostage plan. And there's a few things that you need to break down from here. It's how the people reacted to his hostage plan, one, and two, how his own alliance and how he presented it to his own alliance.
Just so you know, that pitch is just coming from AJ.
Yeah, this is an AJ exclusive.
This wasn't like, hey guys, I had this plan that we should all do. No, this was, hey, this is my hostage plan. And everybody would be so, it's just obvious they're gonna just join me, and that's clearly not what happens in reality. And even like if they do join you, like the other alliance pretty much said they're gonna throw that game, but they didn't react like, oh my gosh, that's such a wise decision, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, AJ is playing that plan is playing way too hard for someone that is not even at merge yet, Like, there's a lot of gameplay left, and everybody's always going to be thinking AJ's a target, AJ's a target. And what's funny about it is that I liked AJ. I felt bad for him the way Allie treated him. Not anymore. Not anymore. AJ is kind of a jerk. Like, he was a terrible game player. And why did he want Rich out? I still don't really understand that. Like, Rich was playing on his side. Rich was closer to no one else in that tribe other than AJ. Like, you had Laura in the other place, but the exciting things that happened this week. Number one, Miles finding that idol. I'm not rooting for Miles to win this game, but that was just like classic. Like, he finds the idol while everything else is unfolding. I think number two was AJ's hostage plan, and then number three was the Noonan Ursula rivalry, which still blows my mind how two people could be so set on the other person being how they are, if that makes sense at all. Noonan, I said last week some of my favorite players, and AJ, and I don't know if I said AJ definitely, but I definitely said Noonan, or I definitely thought she was in a good spot. Not anymore. Noonan might be the most emotional game player in this game. And that's saying a lot, saying that Ursula is also there, and Max is there, and Rich is there. Like, or Noonan, the way she cannot control herself in front of the tribe when talking about Noonan is unbelievable, really. And the way that she kind of goes and tells people right away plans and stuff, like Noonan is just in a better spot in the game with Paulie right there next to him, next to her, and that's why they went home with Ursula. But like, don't get it twisted. Ursula is not as emotional as Noonan is. Now, I will say Ursula's downfall is having to vote Noonan there, an emotional decision. Like, you can't vote Noonan knowing that everyone else is not going to vote that way, and then like, and just being like, well, he was gonna go home anyway, so that's why I voted Noonan. It was like, no, dog, like, you got to go with the tribe. You play politics here. That's what you do. Everything can be used against you, you know. And that was inevitably what it was, you know. Like Noonan and Paulie the week before voted with the tribe, while Ursula voted against Noonan. That's just an exciting rivalry I'll take away from this. We just swapping tribes here, and yeah, the tribe swap was interesting because that's always the most annoying part about tribe swaps, is that like they're gonna just stick with each other no matter what the line, like the tribe lines are gonna stay there, and that you see the cracks here and there. It keeps you guessing, but at the end of the day, it was Max going home. There was no one else in that other side that was gonna go home. So I made Rich, Rich's eviction nice, or Rich's vote out nice, because like we didn't see that one coming. And then Ursula was she just dug herself in a grave. It was almost like the original Brawn tribe was like, we need to stick together, but not with Ursula. I really didn't feel like there was like a ton to break down in this episode, or these 3 episodes. It was pretty much like you got the merge swap, you had the alliances clearly. It was interesting, I will say, with the merge swap, how visually they react, like how. Like, we knew, you could tell who was happy with where they were going and who was upset. And I just felt like that was such a, like, it's what's so good about the show is that they don't care about how you feel about them, you know? But yeah, it was a fun week. We lost some greats like Rich. We lost the exciting Ursula Noonan rivalry. And we lost, Max, fun loving Max. But there's still some great, interesting stuff out here. We're going to have to deal with the aftermath of AJ's antics, where his own tribe was pretty much telling the other team, like, hey, we don't feel this way about it. We don't feel like that he's put himself in such a brutal spot. Will Paulie be forced to use his idol this time around? And then what's going on with the other side? Are they going to continue to throw competitions and see where that goes with them? I guess power rankings I'll do for some of the people left. I don't even know who's in like a great spot right now, because like AJ's running the show over there and he's not in a good spot. Then on the other side, I guess you got maybe like Jesse's doing pretty good. I really have no idea who's like a safe person. That's why I guess this game's good. I guess we'll find out who I was so set on being safe, and we'll see them walk through those or walk off a tribal I don't know. See ya.